So 45e? Ethan, what's the background 45, dear? Shh. Wait, I can't hear you. Function of f? Okay, f of x? Oh, negative f of x, okay. Okay. 2x plus 1. 3x minus 5, good. Raise your hand if you checked your answers and you got this one right. Okay, perfect. It's okay if you didn't, because if you didn't, that's why we're going over it today. This right here means what? Negative f of x means what? If you're tutoring like an Algebra 1 student, what would you tell them? What are you going to say? What are you doing? Negative f of x.
Make the function negative and put the negative sign in front of it.
Partially right. It's partially right. If I give you this, 3f of x, what are you doing? Oh, multiplying the function by 3, right? This one, negative f of x, means you multiply the function by negative 1. The reason, Dahlia, I said is partially right because I don't want you to think that negative f of x means I'm switching all the sign. If you are saying that I'm switching all the sign, are you doing this? Is that what you're doing? That would not be correct, okay? So instead, negative f of x, I want you to train your brain to say, hey, multiply the function by negative 1. So here's negative 1. Here's my function. 2x plus 1 all over 3x minus 5. Let's talk about fraction. When you multiply fractions, do you multiply diagonally or do you multiply across? You multiply across, right? So, but negative 1 is not a fraction yet. How do you make any whole number into a fraction? Just put it over 1. So when you multiply across, notice how this is getting that negative 1 only. So that's going to give you a negative 2x minus 1 all over the bottom. Is it changing? No. So that's the piece that we need to be very careful about. Okay. Only the top is changing. Okay. So that's the final answer. What is the domain for this question? Is it all real numbers? No. So we can start, okay? You can say, x cannot be what? And how do we know what it cannot be? Just like the warm-up, what do? Yep, we take the denominator, we set it equal to 0. We're going to move the 5 over. I'm going to be more careful this time. So we're going to have 3x equals positive 5. Divide both sides by 3. So x is going to be 5/3. But this is the value that we're going to do what? Exclude. So here we go. All reals, not including that. Okay. All right, other questions from last night's homework? I'm going to come around and stand for completion soon. Did you complete everything?
Could you go over number 85?
Of course. Can you tell me what 85 is, please?
So it's f of x is equal to 3x plus 8.
3x plus 8 over 2x. Good.
Minus a.
On the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Like apple?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then f of 0 is equal to 2.
F of 0 equals to 2. What are you asked to do? You have to tell me what to do because I don't know what you want me to do. Find A? Find apple? Okay. Apple equals. Okay. All right. F of 0 goes to 2. What is this yellow 2? What is that? Where does that go? Where does that go? Ethan? Like here? Do you guys agree with Ethan? Okay. And then I'm going to pick a different color here. Where does this one go? The green. Yeah. Isn't that what means? Okay. So this right here, isn't that the input, class? And this 2 is the output. And then that's all you do and then you solve. Here we go. Output is 2 equals 3 times what? 0 plus 8 all over 2 times 0 minus apple, okay, because 8 and a sounds the same. Well, these are gone, right? So now you really have 2 equals 8 divided by negative apple. How do you solve for negative apple? What do you do? Can I get rid of fractions? Can I get rid of fractions? To get rid of fractions, you can always multiply both sides by what? The negative a, right? Here we go. Negative a, negative a. So this is now canceled. My fractions are gone. So now I have a negative 2a equals 8. Divide both sides by negative 2. A is now what? Negative 4, okay? So make sure you copy the work down if you did not get it the first time. Answers is not going to do you any good because when this is on Friday's quiz, you need to know how to get it. You can't memorize this class. It's just too much. Okay? Every problem that we do, please understand why. Okay? All right, other questions? Is that the answer in the book, by the way? Okay. Other questions? That's it? That was the hardest one? Uh-huh.
Number 57.
57, okay. 57. Can you give me the background of 57, Luke?
Yeah, it's f of x equals 4 over rad x minus 9.
Like rad, all of it, okay. X minus 9, okay.
And then it's asking for domain.
Asking for domain, good. All right, guys. Domain is all real numbers. Box it up. Take a nap. No? Okay. All right, fancy writing, right? Here we go. Does it have a fraction? Does it have a radical? Oh my, all of it all in one problem. Okay. Number 1, with the radical, what is it that you can't have in the radical? Negative numbers. With the denominator, what is it that you can't have? 0, right? So for this problem, you can't have 0 or negative number. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the whole denominator and I'm going to set it equal to 0. So here we go. And I'm going to try to solve. Right? I can't have it, so I'm going to exclude this. What do you do now to solve for x? Square both sides? What happened when you square 0? It's still 0, okay? Then I'm going to add, I'm now going to add 9. So now x is 9, right? Can I have this value? So is the correct answer all real numbers excluding 9? No, okay? Anytime, I'm repeating this, anytime you have a radical, I want you to make a number line. A number line. Put this number that you have found on this number line. Okay, and then this is where you have to test it out. Can I have 9 in my domain? Can I have it? No, right? So is it a closed circle or open circle? Open, because I cannot have it. Open circle. Then I want you to pick really big values, okay, on the right and on the left of that. I'm going to go right first. I'm going to pick huge numbers, like 100. My goal is just really to see if it's negative or positive under this radical. That's really the goal. When I plug in 100 under the radical, is it positive under the radical or negative under the radical? Positive. I don't really need to know the value. I just need to know positive and negative. Then I'm going to pick some ginormous number on the left side. 1,000. Negative 1,000. Negative 100. Plug it in again. What's happening under the radical? It's negative, right? So if you look at this, which way can you go? To the right, to the right, to the right. Okay. So what's the domain? All real numbers? All real numbers excluding 9? Or how do we write this? Dalia? Yeah, x is greater than 9, okay? Because we have to see which direction is positive. Okay. Would this be on your quiz? Oh, for sure. Okay. So,
This is for 90 to C.
This is C?
Is this, I have a question for 90.
Oh, 90. Oh, yeah, go for it. We're moving on. Is that what you're saying? Okay. 93.
Well, I did everything right, just for wording when I answered it.
Sure.
For C, I put, there's 290 million Americans that are 0 years or older, but in the back of the book it said there's just that many million Americans.
Right.
So I don't know if they're kind of like infants or something.
Well, if you live here, do we have to really state ages 0 and older? Right? In terms of human, we have to be born to be what? To be counted, right? So you don't have to say that there are this many American ages 0 or older. It's just that many American period. So if you're born, you're going to be counted as a person in America, right? So is that the difference? Like you put the age and they didn't? Yeah. I won't mark it wrong if that was on the test. But I mean, if you're, number one, there's no negative age, right? And so that's why they don't need to say like, less than 0 years old. Okay. Anyone? Was 93 difficult? You just plug in numbers? Is that how it works? Okay. Anything else?
69.
69, okay. What's your 69, dear?
F of x is equal to 1
F of
plus
x
1
equals 1 plus 1 over, like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And g of x is equal to 1 over x.
Equals 1 over x, okay.
And then you're doing f of x with 2.
F of x plus g of x, okay. So, do I have to find the domain later or not? No? No, okay. So I'm just going to add the two functions, okay? So here we go, f of x, which is this one, plus g of x plus this one. Okay, but this has lots and lots of fractions. Would you agree? So when you're adding fractions, what must happen? When you add fraction, what do you have to do? Same denominator. This doesn't have a fraction, so can I put it over 1? Okay. What's a common denominator for that first set of parentheses? What's a common denominator? What is the common denominator? Okay, let's do this. 1 plus 1 over 2. What do you do?
Change the 1 to be 2 over 2.
Yeah, how do you know? What's a common denominator?
2.
It's 2, right? Because this has a 2. All right, so in that set of parentheses, what's a common denominator? It's just x. So can I multiply the bottom by x and have a common denominator? What you multiply to the bottom, you have to multiply to the top. So here we go. We have 1 x over x plus 1 over x. Okay, bring down this piece. So now, would you agree that I can, actually, I can just add these two first, right? Is that okay? So this is really x over x. Is that 2 over x right there? Because they all have the same denominator, could I put the numerator together like that? Okay, so that's what they did. We just found common denominator. Is that the answer in the book?
1 plus 2 over x.
They just left it as 1 plus 2 over x, like that? Oh, they didn't simplify. Okay, yeah, so they should have found the common denominator, okay? So this right here, they left it as this. And if you were to go further, I can convert that to x over x, and then bring the 2 over x down, and then notice how it's the same thing. Okay, so they left it unsimplified, but you have to in this class, you should always simplify. Okay. Yeah, you go all the way. Anything else that we need to talk about? All right, I'm going to finish up 2.2 notes. Did you write down tonight's homework? Okay, I'm going to leave the last few minutes for stamping. I don't need that much for the